ago, people got there, they expected their day to be better than yesterday, their week to be better than last week, their future to be better than their past. And I think now we've kind of gotten to where we just accept mediocre, and we're okay with it. And I think a lot of that's because it's just, life's hard, and most people need 2 incomes to make it. You're just busy treading water. And I ask people this every year, if you won the lottery tomorrow, would you go back to the job you have? And almost nobody ever says, oh yeah, I would totally get up and go to work the next day. Every now and then you get a nurse or a teacher or a pastor that says that. But for the most part, nobody would go back to work if they won the lottery, which means that nobody's really doing what they love to do. They're all doing what they have to do. And I think that's hard. That kind of creates that, environment where you just kind of accept it. You get in that rut, and it's just easier to, plow forward in that rut than it is to think about getting out of it. But I came here tonight to tell you this. If you want 2017 to be better than 2016, if you want your life this year to be better than it was last year, you're never going to have a life you want unless you're willing to leave the life you have. You're going to have to make some difficult decisions. You're going to have to make some different decisions than you've made in the past. And the presentation that you saw tonight, I love the stories we have. Because I've been coming to Houston now for 11 years doing presentations. Wow. And we have as many people in this room tonight as we've ever had 11 years into this. And I still get people go, oh, well, I wish I'd have known about it back in 2006. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We didn't have a lot of tools. We didn't have a lot of leaders. We didn't have a lot of accolades or accomplishments. Nobody knew who we were then. And they still think, I agree with Brooke, they still think our name's Ambien. But even more people thought that then than they do now. So I'm not sure it was any easier then. But here's what I know. If you think that getting in early was the secret to success, you're wrong. Nobody told Brooke and Terry that. They've been in 18 months, and you just heard he's been retired from the police force. After being in this business 18 months, and you know why? Because they decided that they were going to do something different that year they signed up than they had done the previous year. And they didn't let anybody They just got in and put their heads down and went to work, and now it's happening for them. And it's happening for Stacey Ellis, and it's happening for Rose and Kevin Duncan, and all the people that you heard from tonight. David Nunez has been with us 7 years. Things in this business can happen for you right now today. She said, Stacey said, 3% market share. 97 people out of 100 don't know who Ambit is. Right here in this market in Houston, Texas, one of the biggest markets in the country, where taking customers away from Reliant is like pulling candy out of a child's hand. You can do that and change your financial circumstances by just making a couple of simple decisions. This is the only resolution you have to make this year. I've been doing this a long time now, and what I've decided is most people think success is something that happens to somebody else. That's what they think. It's something that can't happen for them. It's something that happens to somebody else. It's somebody else that you read about that it happens to, not you. It can't happen to you. So I think your resolution this year would be to accept the fact that success can happen for you, and then to make decisions like you believe that. Think about that. If you really thought success could happen for you, what kind of decisions would you make differently? In this business, all you have to do are a few simple things. And listen, nobody here you heard from tonight is asking you to do anything differently than they've done or that Jerry and I did when we started this business. We got a system ready that could build customers and take phone calls and do all those things. But after all that was done, we sit down and on a piece of paper we wrote down 10 names of people that we thought might want to be the first consultants in Ambit Energy. And we invited them to come into our warehouse in the West End in Dallas and look around at our empty 25,000 square feet and our fold-up tables. And listen, I think it freaked 6 of them out. They just said, good luck to you guys. Don't want any part of it. But 4 people said, okay, I get it. You're not putting your money into fancy furniture and a facade. You're putting it into people and systems. I get that. And so they went to work. And a couple of them, after a few months, realized, man, this is simple, but it isn't easy. And they kind of fell off. But 2 people hung with us, kept working, got it, put their head down, decided success was something that could happen for them, and then they started making decisions like they meant it. And you fast forward 11 years later, and we have 1.3 million customers, and every single one of you in this room tonight is here because of one of those 2 people who didn't quit. And here's what they did. They sat down at a table and they got a piece of paper and they made a list of 10 people. And they invited them to a meeting like this and they asked them to watch a video and they plugged them into our system and they did a little bit every day and they did it with the expectation that they would succeed and they kept doing it until they succeeded. And so if you're in this room tonight and you want 2017 to be better than 2016, don't make weight loss one of your goals this year. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, because let me tell you something. Every single person in our business that's successful has lost weight too. And every one of them. You think I'm kidding, but you look at these people that are up here wearing these jackets and telling me stories, and I saw them when they signed up in Ambit. And they all look better today than they did when they signed up. No, guys. Being successful gives you confidence, and leading people makes you start realizing you've got to do better for yourself personally. And then you start making all those other decisions. And now they're healthier, and their finances are better, and their relationships are better. And all those other things happen because they stopped, and they simplified everything, and they said, I'm going to do this one thing until I get what I want. And they started with a list of 10 people. Guys, there's nothing that Sherry and I would want more for you than for 2017 to be your best year ever. I promise you that. But we can't do it for you. You're going to have to do it for yourself. 2017 is going to be the best year in Ambit Energy's history. I am convinced of that. And it's not a hope. It's going to be because we started making decisions to make it so 11 years ago. And we've been doing something about it every single year since then. And that's why 2017 is going to be the best year Ambit's ever had. We're about to launch the biggest market that we've ever launched. We're about to double the number of available customers to you. We're going to, this slide you saw tonight that said we've got, about 80 million customers here and 116 billion in revenue. We're about to add another 80 million to that. 80 million in annual revenue. And you can participate in all that, and you don't have to go to Japan to do it. Let me tell you, there are people all over this community. I was on a plane today from Chicago to here, and I'll bet there were 15 Japanese people on the plane with us today, just on that plane on the way here. You used to have no idea what they were doing here. But you're going to go to work here building your business in this great market where we still have, maybe 5% market share. And every day you're going to run into people who know somebody in Japan, and we're going to have a support structure over there that you can plug them into just like you do here, where they can go to, you can call somebody that you know, send them to a meeting, send them a video, and have a team that starts building over there. You don't ever have to go there because of the things that we've put in place. You've never had a bigger opportunity in front of you in Ambit Energy than you have right now. And you can do it. I mean, just look at the Deckers. I love that story. 18 months. Executive consultant, been on a couple of 5-star trips with us, and already one of them's retired. And there's nothing that would prevent you from doing the same thing except you. So I'm going to ask you for 2017 to just do 2 things. Assume this year that success is something that can happen to you instead of other people, and go home and make a list of 10 people, and do something with that list every single day, and keep doing it until your success happens for you. God bless you guys. I hope you